Hi, welcome to Pilates with Jen. My name is Jen, and if this is your first time here, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Today, I bring you a beginner flow chair workout. This is going to be series number 2 of my chair flow. We are going to be set up with our spring set on a 3-0. I am using a balance body EXO chair. Balance body chairs are pretty much the same. If you're using a different type of chair, you would do, whether it's 3 sprungs or 4 sprungs, you would be somewhere in the medium range, medium high or medium. Once you have your chair set up, we need no other props unless you want a mat on the floor for when we go into pelvic tilts. But other than that's all we need. And once you have everything, I hope to see you on your chair. All right. Once you are ready, you're going to find yourself standing behind your chair. You're going to have to adjust moving up and moving back as we come over, but we're just going to start with some cat-cows here. So from here, I want you to send those shoulders back, draw those abs in, and from here, I want you to reach those arms up towards the clouds. Take that gaze up to the clouds with you. Stay here for a moment and maybe just reach up towards the clouds, just finding that length in that upper body here. Now from here, hold those arms up, bring that head back to neutral, and we're going to go ahead, take a dive over, draw those abs in as you round that spine, bring those hands to that pedal down in front of you. And from here, I just want you to go ahead and lengthen that spine, find that flat back behind you, extending your head to the wall in front of you and your bottom to the wall behind you. From here, draw those abs in, let that pedal rise ever so slightly, and round that spine. Exhale, push the pedal down, find that flat back, keep those abs drawn in, find that length through that back body. Remember, if you feel your hamstrings taking over, soft bends in those knees, around the spine as the pedal comes up. Exhale, push the pedal down. Inhale, round the pedal up. We'll do 2 more like this. Just feeling the spine move. On this last one, when you press that pedal down and you find that flat back, can you hold it there, please? Now from here, soft bend in the knees. If you feel the hamstrings taking over, send the shoulders back and down. From here, we're just going to bring the pedal up by bending our elbows and pushing the pedal down. So again, stabilizing through the trunk of our body. The only thing that's moving here are our elbows from moving the pedal, keeping those abs drawn in, that neck staying in neutral. For 4, 3, elbows coming a little bit out to the side. 2, that bum is really reaching behind you. Last one, when those arms stay straight, draw those abs in, round that spine, lift that pedal up ever so slightly. Come all the way up to the top. Come up, stand up nice and tall. And from here, we are going to come sit perpendicular on our chair. We're going to be warming up our abs here. So I'm going to hold on to my chair. I'm going to slide my bottom all the way down on top of the chair mat. If you are uncomfortable doing it here, you can always do this down on your mat. But from here, we're going to go ahead, lay across, and bring our knees into tabletop. And we're going to take our hands and hold our knees here. Now from here, we're going to come into double leg stretch. So hands are holding those knees, abs are drawn in, legs are squeezing together. From here, we're going to take a big inhale on our exhale. I want you to extend those arms over your head, legs out long, pull everything back together, bring the arms, grab the knees. Again, reaching long and pulling back. Now you can add a circle into those arms as you reach long, you reach the arms up, and you bend the knees in. Exhale, extend out, Inhale, circle it in. For 4, 3, last 2, last 1 here. Hold those knees when they come in. From here, I want you to take both hands, bring them to your right knee, extend that left leg long. We're coming into single leg stretch. Extend. Pull that other knee in towards your chest. Pull it in. Extend the legs. Remember, if you feel it in your lower back, keep your feet up high. Keep extending those feet long for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both knees in. Extend that same leg long. Bring your hands behind your head. From here, bring the left armpit to the right knee. So curl it up. Switch the legs, switch the elbows, coming into crisscross. Reach it out and over. Try to get the elbow to the knee. We got 4, 3, for 2, last 1. Bring it on in, and from here you can lay over that chair if that extension feels good for you. And then we're going to slowly come up and sit ourselves up on top of the chair. So we just warmed up our abs. We're going to go ahead. We're going to make a slight spring change here. We're going to come into footwork. So I am going to take my second spring and I am going to put it on a number 2. So I have my spring set at a 3 and a 2 for footwork. For here, you can go anywhere between a 2-2 and a 3-3. You can go up to a 4-4, especially if you have big legs or a lot of power in your legs, but a 3-2 is just perfect for me. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and have a seat on top. My heels are going to be on that pedal. All right, I'm going to start with my hands pushing into that top of the chair pad. My back is stacked up against that imaginary wall behind me. From here, my heels are hip distance apart. And from here, we're going to go ahead. We're going to press that pedal down and resist it up. So you want to think about squeezing the thigh bones and pressing the thigh bones down towards the ground, all while your upper back is stacked up nice and straight against that imaginary wall. So we're going to go for 10 in each position here, just working on our footwork, stabilizing through the rest of our body. Trying not to tilt that pelvis. You're thinking about pushing through those thigh bones down and not tilting the pelvis forward as you push with those thigh bones. Last 3. For 2. And last 1. Excellent. When that pedal comes on up, we're going to go ahead. We're going to slide to the balls of the feet. Now from here, I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to bring them to the side of my chair. Shoulders are back and down, heels are lifted into a high half toe. From here, when you're ready, you're going to press the pedal down, resist it forward. So again, trying to not to rock through the pelvis, stacking that spine up against that imaginary wall and pushing with those thigh bones, pressing, squeezing down as you come down towards the ground. Such a great exercise for 4, 3, 2, last 1. When that pedal comes up, I want to come into that small V. So heels come together, your hands come behind you. From here, heels together, push the pedal down, resist it up. Feeling how your hands help support you, stack that spine. So everybody likes their hands in a different position when they're working on the chair. Again, it's very personalized piece of equipment and everybody using it, and every chair is different. Last 3. For 2. Last 1. Bring it on in. Go ahead, flip those feet back to parallel. We're going to come wide with our heels on the bar. Hands are coming back towards the front here, or you can bring them to the side. You choose what hand position you like. From here, heels are on. From here, you're going to press that pedal down. Again, think about those thigh bones, releasing from those hip flexors, pushing down, squeezing those thigh bones as you press down. For 4, 3, 2, last one here. Resist it all the way in. Last position, we're going to come into the balls of the feet, wide on the pedal. So now you're tilting back, but you want to tilt up on top of those sits bones, sitting up nice and tall against that imaginary wall behind you. From here, put your hands where you choose, and when you're ready, you press it down, resist it up. You could possibly bring your hands up into a genie position if you feel like you can stabilize through your pelvis, pushing down. You choose where you want to be. Last 4 and 3 for 2. Try not to let the pelvis tilt forward. And 1. Excellent. Bring it on in. And from here, you can go ahead. You can take your feet off that pedal. We're going to come stand up, and we're going to go ahead into a calf raise. So just go ahead, bring one foot on to that pedal, and then step the other foot onto it. From here, you're going to go ahead. You're going to reach over, hold, find that flat back here. You can hold on to the horns of the pedal, of the mat if you choose. And from here, we're just going to go ahead, drop the heels and lift the heels. So again, dropping the heels, trying to get those heels all the way down and lifting up. Last 3. So I really enjoy doing calf raises here because I feel you can really get deep into that calf raise. Last 2. On that next one, I want you to hold it down. I want you to pick the left foot up and just do the right foot only. So working on ankle stability here. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. You can place that foot on down. Let's switch to the other side. So just release the right foot, and from here, lower and lift with the left. Working on that ankle stability on the left side. Maybe you have one ankle that's tighter than the other. For 3, 2, last 1. Excellent. You can take that foot, bring it onto the mat, and very carefully bring that pedal on up. All right, we are going to make another spring change. We're going to be taking off that second spring that we added. So just coming back down to that 3-0. And you can put that spring on down. And then from here, we are going to go ahead. We are going to lie down on our mat by our pillow, by our pedals. We're going to come into pelvic curls. So from here, when you're ready, we're just going to go ahead, lie ourselves down. We're going to find our feet on top of that pedal. You can have your heels on the pedal. You can have your arches on the pedal. We're not going to do anything with that pedal today. We're just going to stay here. Now, from here, we're going to go ahead. We're going to articulate our pelvis. So draw those abs in, shoulders back and down. I want you to tilt that pelvis towards your nose and slowly articulate yourself up, one vertebrae at a time. Your hips should be the highest point of your body. And then from here, take a big deep inhale. Exhale, roll it on down. So again, you choose whether you like the heels, the arches, maybe try them both. See whichever one you like better. Just rolling through that spine, seeing how that spine feels today. Remember, hips are the highest point, knees and hips. We're going to go for 2 more here. Taking an inhale, exhale, rolling it up. Squeezing at the top, taking an inhale, exhale, rolling it down. Bone by bone, pushing into that. This will be everybody's last one. We're going to find ourselves all the way at the top, and that's where we're going to hold ourselves. Now we're going to take a glance. We're going to look at our legs. We're going to look at our hips, that they're in the same plane. Those abs are drawn in. We're not splaying through that chest. From here, we're going to bring that left leg to table. We're going to tap it down and lift it up. So just staying on that left leg, marching it up and down, whether you're on the arch, you're on the heel. We got 4 and 3 for 2. Last one. Now bring that foot down. Just check yourself. Watch those hips, same plane. Switch to the right side. Let's tap it down. Don't drop that hip as you tap it down. Last 3 for 2. Last 1. Bring that hip down, lift both those hips, readjust yourself. Now from here, bring those arms up to the clouds, soften through those shoulders. We're coming into hug a tree. Bring the arms to the center and bring it back. Squeeze those glutes, yes. Just hold, working through that back body. For 4, 3, 2, you're going to hold those arms when they come to the top. We're going to circle those arms out and around. We got 5 in each direction. Mobility work in the shoulders. Isometric hold with those glutes. Last one at the top. Let's push it down, out, and around. Hips still at the same level. Have they not dropped? Last 2. We're almost there. Breathe it out. Next time those arms come up to the top, go ahead, place them down. Take a big deep inhale one last time. Exhale. Slowly roll yourself on down. And go ahead, bring your knees to your chest and rock it on out. Whew. All right, give yourself a little bit of a butterfly stretch here. Whatever you feel, you can reach your legs above that pedal. Roll those ankles, whatever feels good for you. Come into a figure 4. Just stretch that glute out. If you're in that figure 4, push that knee away from you. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. All right, we're going to come into that sitting pike. We did this last time in our other in the beginning class. So we're going to work on this because soon we're going to go into a standing pike. So we're going to come sitting up. We're going to find our feet onto the top of the pad. Now, from here, you're going to go ahead. You're going to reach your arms long. You're going to push that pedal down, and now your toes come towards. Now, please be mindful again, this is suggestive weight. We are going to go into single arms here. Might be a little heavy, but we'll get through it. So toes are at the top of the pad. Abs are drawn in. You're straight up from your waist. From here, when you're ready, we're going to press that pedal down. Press it down. It comes from the abs. Release it up. Yes. Press it down. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let that pedal come up for a moment. Now, from here, this is going to be heavy. Let's reach that left arm long. We're going to try draw those abs in, reach that arm long. Press the pedal. For 3. It might use just a little bit. 2. And 1. I'm not moving that pedal all that much. Let's switch arms. Right arm is reaching. Try to bend that left pedal. 1, 2, and 3. Press it up. Excellent. Go ahead, let that pedal come up, and you can take your feet off. So if you were doing that correctly, you will feel it in this deep abdominal muscle that you need to contract when you're doing pike standing up on to the chair. All right, from here, we're going to leave that spring on a 3-0. And we are going to come into some quadruped work, coming into some push-ups here. So from here, you're going to bring your shoulders back and down. You're going to bring whichever hand is closest to the pedal. You're going to press the pedal all the way down. Now, what I want you to be mindful of is that you're going to have, and it's hard to see, and I hope I do a good job explaining this, but you're going to see my one shoulder is higher than the other. So I have to bend this elbow to keep my shoulders level so my one shoulder isn't hiking up. Okay, you're going to draw those abs in. And from here, you're going to release the pedal up and press it down. So just coming into a one-arm push-up here, pressing the pedal down and resisting it back up. So those abs are drawn in just like you're in a plank here. Last 3. For 2. Now, next time that pedal comes up, let it come all the way up. All right, so from here, we're going to come into a kneeling side bend. So my hand is going to be right in line, maybe a little bit in front of my waistline. From here, my hand is going to come to my hip, or it can come behind your head, whichever one you choose. From here, you're going to press the pedal down. Now from here, take that hand, choose where you want to push it, and then you're going to push the pedal down, come into that side bend, and resist it up. Right now, we're keeping that arm straight as we side bend over and resist it back in. So really trying to bring this rib to this waistline and trying to open up out of this side. Last 2. On this last one, I want you to hold it down and I want you to take your gaze, bring it towards the pedal. Now from here, I just want you to bend the elbow behind you and resist it down. Last 3. For 2. And last 1. Bring that elbow up, and you can slowly come back up to a kneeling position. All right, we're going to come face front. We're going to come into some front support, which are planks using the pedal. So from here, we're going to go ahead. We're going to press the pedal down. We're still saying on that 3-0 here. We're going to send our shoulders back and down. We're going to send ourselves out to a plank position. So when send yourself out, drop those heels behind you. Make sure you're not dumping in your lumbar. Send those shoulders back. Now we're going to come into a knee pull here. So from here, I want you to bring your right leg in, bring it up towards your chest, and bring it back. Switch to the left. Pull it out and bring it in. We're going for 10. If you need a break, take it. We got 8. We got 9. We have 10. Excellent. From here, drop your knees and go ahead, float that pedal up and drop your chest towards the mat. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to go into back support. We're going to do the same thing, just to the opposite side of our body. Now, from here, you're going to press this pedal all the way down. Your fingers are going to face forward, so they're facing towards your bum. Your elbows are coming back, and your knees can be slightly bent or they can be straight. From here, this is such a great exercise because we spend most of our lives bent over our waist. So the more we do this, the more it opens up through our chest. So from here, when you're ready, you're going to lift your hips, push out of your arms, reach that chest, bring those abs in, shoulders back. We're going to hold it here. Now, all I want you to do is I want you to slide your right foot up and bring it back. Left foot up and bring it back. Keep that pelvis pushing forward. Keep those glutes engaged. Really push through the heel. Such a great exercise. Keep the gaze up. We got 2 more on each side. You got this. One more. Finish strong. And you can go ahead, bring it down, and carefully let that pedal on go. You can just go ahead, relax those shoulders, look up towards the clouds, whatever you need. All right, let's go ahead, do that kneeling work on the other side. So from here, I'm going to come kneeling this way, and we're going to come into that quadruped position. So I'm going to push that pedal down, and I'm going to find myself in that quadruped position. My abs are drawn in, my shoulders are back and down. And from here, I'm going to bring my elbow, I'm going to bend it down. I'm going to try to keep my shoulders on the same plane and press it down. Inhale, and as the pedal comes up, exhale, the pedal comes down. Those abs are drawn in, really using that tricep work here, pushing the pedal down, one arm push up. Last 3 for 2. Last 1. Slowly let that pedal come up, and then we can come to a high kneeling. Your outside hand can come behind your head, come on your waist, whichever you choose. Arm is a little bit in front. From here, you're going to push the pedal down, hand comes behind the head, and you're going to come into that lateral flexion. So come over to that side bend and resist it up. Really thinking about opening up the opposite side, making space through that rib cage and that side body. Squeezing the oblique on the opposite side of your body. Last 2. On this next one, you're going to hold it down. You're going to take a gaze, look at that pedal, and from here, we're just coming into that tricep press for 8. For 4, 3, 2, last 1. Let that pedal slowly come up, and you can come back to kneel. Go ahead, reach those arms behind you, and bring them across your body. All right, we're going to leave that pedal right where it is. We are going to finish up this series right here. We're going to come side-lying on to the top of the chair. From here, staying on that 3-0, I'm going to come face you first. I'm going to come on to my left side. You want your arm. So this is going to be my left arm coming down. It's stacked right underneath my shoulders. I have to move my mic. So coming right, stacked underneath my shoulders. Now, your hips, your leg can be bent if you need it to be for more support, or your legs can be long. Your other arm is either in front of you, it's reaching out inside of you, or it can come behind your head. So same thing that we just did before with our waist, but now we're doing it sideways. So from here, when you're ready, I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to come up and squeeze the obliques and come down. So you're squeezing that side body again from side to side. Great balance work. Last 2. Last 1. Can you hold it down? Now, can you just lift that top leg, lift it up, drop it down. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Bring that hand to the carriage mat and bring it on up. The chair mat, sorry. All right. Let's go ahead, finish that side body work on the other side, and we can go ahead and wrap this class on up. So let's go over to this side body. My right side is now coming down. I'm going to find my arm underneath my shoulder. I'm going to adjust myself on this chair. From here, I'm going to find out how I feel. Start with my hand at my hip, and I go from there. All right, so from here, when you're ready, we're going to go ahead, cinch it up, and bring it down. So you're letting the pedal float you up without bending the arm and bringing it back down. Again, your bottom leg can be bent. Last 3. On that last one, when your arm comes down, hold it there, just the top leg, lower and lifted. Last 3. For 2. Last 1. And from here, bring that hand in front of you and slowly Float yourself on up. All right, you can go ahead. You can face back towards the same place we started in the beginning. From here, we're just going to take our hands, place them onto that pedal, and go ahead. You're going to find that flat back here. Now just relax those shoulders. I want you to draw those abs in, round that spine. Exhale, push it out. Lengthen through that spine. Hopefully you feel more mobile than you did when we started this class. Last two. On this next one, slowly come on up. I want to end the class with a glute stretch. So we're going to stand yourself up to that stacked spine position. And then from here, take whichever foot you want to take and fold it into a figure four. Place that figure four on the chair in front of you. And then from here, go ahead, lean over it if you need some more. If you have the flexibility, I can do it on this side, but I definitely cannot do it on the other side. You can go ahead, you can push that chair pedal down and get deeper into that glute stretch. Such a glorious stretch, one of my favorites. You can make it a static stretch or a dynamic stretch. You do what feels right for you and your body. From here, when you slowly bring that pedal up, I want you to bring it up ever so carefully. From here, if you can come out of that figure four and scooch that standing leg behind you and come into a hamstring stretch, really anchor down through that standing foot. You can flex the foot and then you can lean forward into it. From here, you can safely bend that foot, take it off the carriage, take it off the chair mat. From here, let's take the other foot, bring it into a figure four. So this is my bad side. I definitely don't have this range of motion like I do on the other side. So from here, I'm just going to lean forward a little bit because that's about all I can. Really push through that glute, that standing glute. And then from here, you can go ahead, you can straighten that foot out and give yourself a hamstring stretch. You walk your hands down, reach out in front of you. And come back in. And we finished our chair workout. Like always, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. And like always, please like, share, comment, send a request, and I'll see you next time. Bye.